arriving at Dufferin Station.
Hey people, it is Monday, July the 15th. Time is 6:35 in the evening. And it is about 24 degrees Celsius outside, but obviously I'm inside Dufferin subway station right here. But I'm going to make my way up to street level. And I'm going to transfer onto the Dufferin bus. And we'll take a ride on the infamous Sufferin Dufferin, heading north here. I'm going to ride it up to Eglinton Avenue. And then I'll be getting off at Eglinton and taking a walk through Little Jamaica. I'm going to head through the underpass here to get to the other side of Dufferin. I think this is the first time I've ever done this in a video, actually. And hopefully the bus driver won't give me a hard time. I did a video a couple years ago where I was trying to get on the Sufferin Dufferin bus. And the bus driver objected to my recording on his bus. It was an escalator, but I opted to take the stairs as I usually do. There's the intersection of Bloor and Dufferin. There's a couple of southbound Dufferin buses. There's the station. And the main station building on the other side. These buses are pretty frequent, so I shouldn't have to wait very long. They do sometimes get bunched up though, and quite crowded. I think there's a reason why this bus route has earned itself the nickname of Sufferin Dufferin. Standing in the bright sunlight. There we go, that's better. All right, I see a bus coming. Actually, it's not a bus. It's a parabus, I think. Some characters across the street there. The subway ride here from downtown was kind of excruciating. There were a couple of delays where the train just sat in a station for quite a long period of time, and then there were some announcements about other delays elsewhere on the subway system, including a station that has been flooded. We had some heavy rain earlier today, and the train was absolutely jam-packed to the gills, standing almost nose to nose with people. Not a very pleasant experience, but it did get me here in an acceptable amount of time, I suppose, other than those couple of delays, which were about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And I think there's lots of traffic congestion at this time of day also. Maybe I'll pause the video and then resume once the bus gets here. It's taking longer than I was expecting. So I'll be back in a flash. All right, here it comes. Took about 3 or 4 minutes. And hopefully the bus empties out here at the subway station.
The old bartender, the one that they like, they should have like the one that they like so like like Johnny's beat. He liked all that stuff.
Now it's a straight shot up to Eglinton Avenue.
Boy, that's IV, bro. That's a lick right there. Yo, into
The clock up there says 11:45 p.m.
Sweat and Tonic want more people in his classes. His Sweat and Tonic classes. Want more people on the team. Alright, then just say like, yo, I'm a bartender, boy. This guy's in between jobs. He's gonna sell it. Yeah. I'm serious. Because like the reason why
crossing DuPont Street. Really weaves and lurches all over the place. There's a southbound Sufferin bus. St. Clair Avenue.
Tak, sami być. Tam się chce i są chwilę.
Jakie są chwilę?
Co są? Excuse me.
Just to snag a seat. And we made it. There was no automated calling out the names of the stops on that bus, so I kind of had to make sure I was keeping an eye out so I'd know I was getting off at Eglinton Avenue. So welcome to Little Jamaica. I'll just walk us a bit west and then I'll cross the street. And then we'll walk east through most of the neighborhood. There's the Eglinton bus. Of course, hopefully in the next year, I'm guessing, hopefully, the Eglinton Crosstown will open. And there'll be a nice underground rapid transit line along this stretch of Eglinton all the way to Scarborough in the east. That was quite the herky-jerky bus ride. I don't take buses very often, so when I do, I'm always a bit taken aback by how rough the ride feels compared to on the streetcar or the subway. The bus just flies over the bumps and weaves, and if you're not holding on to something, you could definitely be sent flying. And I think I'll go up to this next signalized intersection and I'll cross. And we'll start walking away from the sun. I don't get up to Little Jamaica very often. The commercial strip goes on a little bit further to the west. Then it transitions to more of a residential street, but then it transitions back to commercial after that, almost as far west as Weston Road. So we'll get out of the sun. So most of the streetscape here consists of these 2 to 3 story commercial buildings, but there's been a wave of new residential mid-rises popping up all along Eglinton West in recent years. The same can be said for St. Clair Avenue to the south. This one is brand new. And this neighborhood went through some very rough times over the last 10 years or so, mostly thanks to the construction of the Eglinton Crosstown line, which dug up the street for years on end. And was probably responsible for the closure of scores of businesses. But all the digging is over now. The line is pretty much complete, except for one station that is holding up the official opening, and I think that's the Young Eglinton interchange station. All the stations themselves along the line are ready for passengers. That was just confirmed just a couple of days ago. So this part of the neighborhood is called Fairbank, which was an old village. The whole area is sort of called Little Jamaica as a sort of blanket term. And here's future Fairbank Station. They have to keep the fencing up even though it's all complete until it's officially opened. And there's the Sufferin heading north. This is where I was getting on it in that other video I was trying to record where the bus driver chewed me out. That video is on my channel, both as a regular video and as a short. I remember he told me that the only way he'd permit me to record a video on the bus is if I asked every single passenger on the bus if I had permission to record them each individually, which of course is utterly ridiculous. So I wasn't going to argue with him, I just got off the bus. Or actually, I think I just stopped recording and rode the bus. That's right. So I did have to get somewhere.
Why?
So obviously you'll find lots of restaurants like this in the neighborhood. And I think a very famous one that closed down a couple years ago is reopening. I'll keep an eye out for that as we walk along. There's still lots of vacancies here. I don't know if that's still a hangover from the construction. This neighborhood has always been a bit rough around the edges, even before the Eglinton crosstown came along. Most of these seem to be closed. Yeah, that was like a string of closed down shops. I don't know if it's because it's evening on a Monday. Maybe they were open earlier in the day. That's quite possible. Hey, what's up? I guess he is a viewer of the channel. This blue sky and fluffy clouds now. A few hours ago it was dark and stormy with thunder and lightning. This part of the city has these sort of unusual plazas, but they're sort of like a hybrid between a urban commercial strip and a suburban shopping plaza. They do have the parking in front, but they also have apartments above. They probably date to the 1950s is my guess. Maybe there were some older buildings along here before that were demolished and replaced with these. But I think the street fronting old commercial buildings here date back probably about 100 years or so. I find the facades are a little plainer than you see on the commercial strips further to the south, which tend to be a little more ornate. Not a whole lot of people walking on the sidewalks, but it is after business hours for many of these places. I don't think I've done a walk through here, say, on a afternoon on a busy day. There's another new building. I'm always struck by the large amount of barbershops and beauty supply, or beauty stores, shops, beauty salons, that's it. I knew there was a proper way to refer to those. Building still doesn't have any retail at the base here, but hopefully something will come along. Oakwood Avenue. I'll take you down through Oakwood Village to the south. And here's Oakwood Station. Quite a large footprint for this station, really. They demolished a few of the old storefronts to make way for this. I'm not sure why it had to take up so much space, though. So there's Randy's. That's the one I was talking about. Reopening soon, so that closed down, much to the dismay of many local residents and Torontonians all across the city. And then Drake was being bandied about as someone who might step up to reopen the restaurant. That never happened, but it looks like it's reopening. Someone else stepped up. It's nice to see shops like menswear places and stuff still doing business. I think this neighborhood used to see a lot more of that sort of thing in years past. But it seems the restaurants have sort of come to be the dominant type of business along the strip here. And the beauty supply and salons and barbershops. And of course, no neighborhood can escape the wave of mushroom shops which have spread across the city. There's Wraps. That's another well-known spot in the neighborhood. Records and CDs. Guess it's just closed for the rest of the evening. I suppose a lot of these places close at 5 or 6 p.m. I should have came a little bit earlier, but oh well, another time. Another block or so and the retail stretch sort of peters out, at least for Little Jamaica. It starts up again further to the east, but it's a different neighborhood. This is Marley Avenue. And there's a coffee time. You don't see too many of those around anymore. It'll take us up to Allen Road. A couple more stations are there. The old existing Eglinton West subway station. And the new Cedarvale station. I don't know why they have two different names. It's always a traffic nightmare here at Eglinton Avenue and the Allen Road, which is an expressway really. This is the expressway sort of comes to an end and all the traffic feeds onto the street. Or if you're going the other way, that's where you would get on the expressway heading north. It's just a short stub of an expressway. It was intended to be a much longer expressway heading all the way into downtown Toronto. And it was originally planned back in the 60s or the 50s even. But thanks to community activism, it was stopped here at Eglinton. It would have plowed on through some old historic neighborhoods, including Chinatown, and wiping out a lot of old walkable urban fabric in the core of the city. But that's a tale for another day. But here's Cedarvale Station for Line 5. And the Eglinton West subway station. And the expressway really backed up. So that's it for the Sufferin bus ride from Dufferin Station, heading north up to Eglinton Avenue, and then a walk through Little Jamaica. So it's a bit of a walk and ride, or ride and walk, all in one video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal. as well as via my merch store, or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.